Hi and welcome to this video in the MRDCL Fundamentals series, and in this video we're going to be looking at reading data directly from a CSV file. So this is where survey data has been perhaps supplied from a data collection system and it's in CSV file format, and you want to read it into MRDCL and process it and produce some tables presumably. Alright, so this is a typical file that might come from a data collection platform that you're using, and let's just work through this and explain some things about the different types of data we have here. So the first thing is that it's a good idea to have the field for the serial number headed serial so that MRDCL reads it incorrectly. And then the next field here we've got gender, which is coded as 1 and 2, age, which is coded 1, 2 and 3, and then a single response question here, question 1, which is a rating scale of 1 to 4. Now the next field, Q2, is a multi-response question, and you can see the answers are separated by spaces. They could be separated by dots. That works equally well. So 1, 2 and 3 means that this respondent picked the first 3 answers, whereas this one down here picked the second and the fourth answers. Now, not all multi-response data comes from other software in that form, and when we get to Q4 in a second, we'll be looking at different ways that we can process perhaps that sort of data and perhaps more common ways that you might encounter. Now we come to question 3, which is a numeric field, and you can see the first respondent's got 20, the second 40, 50, and so on. And then we come to this question 4, which is perhaps a more common way of representing multi-response data, where here you can see you've got 4 fields called Q4_1 to Q4_9, representing the 9 possible responses to that particular question. And where there's a 1, it means that it's true. So, and where it's blank or perhaps a 0 in some cases, it means it wasn't selected. So for respondent 1, they picked answer 1, 3, and 6. Whereas the next respondent number 2 picked all the answers between 2 and 7, but no others. So let's look at how we process that data in MRDCL, and it should be said to read CSV data, you must have that header row there because that's what MRDCL is going to use to know where the data is. So I'm going to close that now and move to my script, and you can see I just call the data file by saying data.csv. Now you need that run control parameter in there called CSV data just to tell MRDCL that the data is indeed in a CSV file format and not just ASCII. So then we come to the data stage, and the name of the variable must match the name of the field. So you'll recall that the data file there had a field called gender. Well, the variable must be called gender as well. Now everything is pretty much the same when it comes to the script in most cases, except where you would normally pick up data from a field, you have $* here, which means pick it up from the field that's headed gender. It hasn't got to be in the same order as you're specifying it. Gender could be the first field, the last field, or anywhere in the middle, and it would work equally well, but the field must be called gender in that header row in row 1 of the CSV file. And then you can just proceed as usual with picking up codes 1 and 2, applying text in the normal way. Age, same sort of principle. Q1, the rating scale 1 to 5, same principle again. And then we come to that first sort of short way of doing multi-response questions or reading multi-response questions, where again you can say, as long as you say DM here, you can pick that up as $, and as long as they're separated by spaces or a dot, it will pick it up automatically for you. We'll come to question 4 in a second. Now Q3 you can see here, that's just $, to say pick up the field with the header Q3 and pick up that numeric value that's in that field for me. Now we come from the perhaps more common way of picking up multi-response questions. So here I'm looping through 9 fields, which are called Q4_1 to Q4_9. We only need to pick up the code 1, the blanks or the zeros are not important to us. It can be single because there's only one answer in that field. And then to put it together as a multi, you can say DMQ4 is, and I've written a little loop here that picks up Q4_1, Q4_2, right through to Q4_9. And then you can apply the text as normal. Now, it's quite easy to write little parameterized bit of insert code there. So you could have a data statement which just said Q4, 9, and it would automatically then pick up Q4 from 9 fields and put them together for you as one variable in your file for tabulation. So that's a really good way of dealing with multis if you've got something like that. Define a banner now, and the tables are just the same as tables you would encounter in any other MRDCL script if the data would come from any other type of file such as ASCII or binary files. So that's all there is to it. Make sure the headings match the name of your variables and you'll find it really easy to process data that's in a CSV file. Thanks for joining me. I hope this video has been useful to you. Goodbye.